Hello and welcome once again to the Performance Centre here at Howley Hall Golf Club in Leeds, where it's my favourite time of year. We've got a brand new golf club to test, and today is the turn of the Callaway Mavrick Driver. Hi there, Ryan Rastall here for Golfshake.com, PGA Professional here at Howley Hall Golf Club. And before we get into this new driver from Callaway, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and see loads more content from us all here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. So Callaway Mavrick, brand new family from Callaway this year. Completely changed the way that the driver is designed from previous models. Some of the same technologies have been used, but really these drivers have been completely designed from the ground up again. So last year we saw the introduction of AI, so artificial intelligence, into the design of Callaway's metal woods. Now, they've had another 12 months to learn how this machine works, how to ask it certain questions and how it solves those problems. So this is 12 months down the line of Callaway engineers really learning everything about the AI machine and how it works and how they can make golf clubs better for the end user, me and you. So Mavrick is basically has three different heads available, all very different looks and shapes and sizes and feels and designs. But the one we're going to look at today is the standard Mavrick driver, okay? It's also available in Max and Sub-Zero. So standard Mavrick, very different shape to the other two. Each of the driver models, not only each model, but also the different lofts within that model, the head has been designed specifically for that, and the face as well. So this new Flash Face SS20, which is super strength titanium that's been used in the face, different thicknesses in different places to really help you get the most ball speed and forgiveness, no matter what kind of golfer you are. But don't just take my word for it. Let's speak to the Senior Vice President of Research and Development for Callaway, Dr. Alan Hocknell, who'll tell you a little bit more.
So this is the Mavrick standard driver, and it does feature a very different head shape for us in that it has a noticeably flatter crown, so that the crown stays taller, longer in the direction from front to back. And for that, the sole is more swept up to meet the crown up high. And that's different from a lot of drivers where the low tail of the driver has been a kind of common theme. A lot of the crown slopes towards the ground and the driver is very low in the back. We've been able to do this because we've wanted to do this head shape for a while. We know that this is an aerodynamically more efficient shape, so you will get more head speed on arrival at the ball than you otherwise would for the same effort applied. But up until now, we haven't really been able to use this shape because we hadn't been able to put the other parts of the driver together to produce the distance and the forgiveness that we want while still getting this head speed and therefore ball speed. For the first time using our AI techniques, we've been able to achieve using the face some of the things that you would otherwise have had to achieve using mass properties, which would have stretched the head shape down towards the ground. And we've been able to break that that constraint, if you like, using our AI tools to allow us to use this faster head shape. And the combination of the two gives us greater total performance than we've ever had.
So there we have it. Seriously impressive stuff from Callaway, and the way they're going about designing golf clubs is certainly different to anything I've seen in the golf industry, and let's hope that translates to a bit more forgiveness, a bit more ball speed for your average golfer, but I'm pretty confident it will. The different shapes, so we've got the standard Mavrick here, very different in shape to the other two in that there is quite a big change in basically the rounding of the head, so that weight comes up a little bit. That allows the head to be a little bit wider, but also the face quite deep as well, which I quite like the shape of this head. And I maybe didn't like last year's Epic Flash. It just looked quite unforgiving to me when it was sat down behind the ball. But having used all three Mavrick models, they sit behind the ball and look a little bit more forgiving than last year's did, certainly to me anyway. But let's stop talking about it. Let's hit a few shots with it, and I'll tell you kind of what I feel and think as I go along the way. So we're using Trackman 4 here in the Performance Centre, and I've got Hazardous Smoke 6.5, which is what I use in every Callaway driver I've been fitted for has had this in. So this should suit me quite nicely. We should see some decent numbers here on the Trackman as well, fingers crossed. But yeah, initially sits behind the ball, very, very square when you sit it down. It's got the nice Callaway chevron on the top there, but it doesn't really stand out too much. It's just a little bit of an aid for alignment, but we've got the orange Maverick sort of branding around the perimeter of the crown there, and the carbon fiber effect on the top. So looks a little bit like Epic Flash in that regard, I would say, but it's still a little bit different. The graphics and everything on the top do look a bit different, but I really like the way it sits behind the ball. It looks more imposing, and the footprint looks a bit bigger than Epic Flash. It sits behind the ball a little bit better for me. But yeah, let's give it a hit and see what we think. But yeah, like I say, first impressions, very, very good. Certainly feels nice and solid. If I've got any kind of, I don't know, negative thing to say potentially about last year's, was that I didn't think it felt, some of the Callaway sort of carbon composite drivers normally sound quite solid, and last year's I didn't think really did. This one feels really, really solid, and having hit all three models, I thought this and the Sub-Zero would probably be the ones that I like the best, but let's give it another hit. A little bit at the heel, that one, but still decent distance. Let's just hit one more. Again, another decent hit. It's just the spin there, isn't it? It's just popping up that little bit high for me, which I guess emphasises why everyone should go get fitted, shouldn't they, for everything that they use. So, you know, although I'm hitting this well, striking it well, the speed's there, I'm not quite getting the distance that I should be getting just purely because of the spin. Much better. Again, really good hit. 174 ball speed that time, seriously quick for me anyway. But we're seeing it just launch quite nicely. Spin's just way too high, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one thing we've got to improve to make this driver go that little bit further. But that ball speed is very, very quick. It's certainly the quickest I've tested for a while, to be honest. So, you know, this driver's doing everything it says it's going to. Let's just hit one more. Again, decent strike. Say a slightly higher flight and higher spin than maybe I would like, and potentially the Sub-Zero may suit me a little bit better, but certainly the numbers we're seeing, you know, the carries and the ball speeds and things like that are exactly where I'd want them to be, and certainly towards the top end of that. Anything that goes over 170 ball speed for me is pretty good, and we can see that you know, that one 172, that last one I hit there, but they're all kind of getting up towards that. One of them I hit was significantly out the heel, so you would expect the ball speed to drop maybe a little bit more than that, and it hasn't done, so the forgiveness aspect is there as well. Like I say, I think this model maybe spins a little bit more than I would like, so maybe Sub-Zero might be better, but for me, that really emphasises why you should go and get custom fitted properly. So there are three very distinct models in this head. This is the kind of middle one, if you like. So there's one for your sort of player who might spin it quite low at the moment, maybe needs a bit of help to get that ball airborne in the max. And then also we've got that player, potentially myself, who spins it quite a lot with driver, and might need that Sub-Zero model to help bring that down. But there's certainly something in there for everybody. And with the way that Callaway, the dual cog system that Callaway used to really fine tune it as well as in the other two models, there are movable weight as well. So one that can make it slightly more draw bias in the max and then move it towards the front, slightly lower spin in Sub-Zero. There's really something there for everybody to try. But as I always say, go and get properly custom fitted. Go see someone who knows what they're talking about, that can really help you to dial it in and get you hitting the ball as long and as accurately as possible. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed hitting this driver. It feels great, and it's definitely a driver I'll be considering for myself for this season. Love the look of it, love the feel of it, and the ball speed is great as well. So let us know what you think. Is this a driver you're going to try? Is it one that you've been waiting for to come out? Give us some comments below if you've got any questions about it or anything to do with custom fitting as well. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you all very, very soon.